Hello, my name is Mrs. Hewing. I'm the Head of Science at Beckfoot Thornton, and I'd just like to talk to you about how we can ensure success for your child in Year 11 here at Beckfoot's. So as you can see from this slide, we offer two courses in science. The first one is the Combined Science Trilogy course, and most students will be following that one. The second is the Triple Sciences, which form the traditional biology, chemistry and physics. In combined science, students will leave with 2 grades, and in triple science, they will leave 3 grades. Success in science is really important for your child because they are going to be going on to post-16 qualifications, whether these be A-levels, BTECs or MVQs. They will need 5 strong GCSEs to get onto these courses, and we can offer them 2 or 3 at grade 4 or above. Science allows our students to develop a range of skills outside the academic grade, including the following. So they can learn how to analyse data, how to evaluate ideas and the quality of the evidence of those ideas. They become better problem solvers, and we encourage creative thinking. Often science involves a lot of hard thinking, so perseverance is another skill that they will end up developing as they go through the course. Practical skills are going to improve as well as they use some very subject-specific equipment. So let's start with Trilogy. This is what most of you will remember as dual award or combined science, and students still have to study biology, chemistry and physics all the way through. They will leave with 2 grades, and those grades will be either 2 the same, such as 5-5, or they may be different, 4-3 or 7-6. There are 6 papers that these students have to sit. They sit 3 paper 1s in May and 3 paper 2s in June. We are currently awaiting for the final deadline of when those dates will be from AQA following Ofqual. Students will be put in for either a foundation tier where they can achieve a grade 5 or a higher tier where they can achieve a grade 4 to 9. In the higher tier, there is no grade below grade 4, and therefore the tier allocation is taken very seriously based on the mocks. We will not make any decisions about tiers until the very last minute, and with a discussion of both the staff, the student and yourselves. This slide shows you what will be covered in the November exams. So students should be ensuring they start a rigorous revision schedule at this time. We don't expect them to remember everything, but they must not go into these exams thinking that it doesn't matter, I'll see what I know. Revision must start with filling their long-term memory with snapshots of information from these topics. These are the paper 2s. They will be sat as mocks in February. And again, as soon as those paper 1s are over, students need to be getting involved in a revision programme for these. Science is a heavy content-based course, and only by doing small amounts of revision on a regular basis will students be successful. They need to be able to recall a large amount of facts. The triple sciences are very similar. AQA ensured that the triple sciences and the trilogy can both go forward into A-level courses run by AQA. The only difference between them is that the triple sciences have up to 30% extra content that students have to cover, and therefore they have more revision to do. This is reflected in the fact that their paper is an extra half-hour long. Again, they have 6 papers and the tiers remain the same. The following slides give you an indication of what is on the different papers. Here we have the steps to success in science from AQA themselves. Regular reading of revision guides and your notes will allow you to become familiar with the literacy side, and that's key scientific language. Being a practical subject, working scientifically looks at those skills both in practice and in theory and putting them into an everyday life. You could help your child by asking them questions based on news articles or other experiences they come across. Ask them to describe it or explain it using those keywords. Revision materials. You can really help your child at this point. Preparing flashcards. Get them to hand them over and you can test them. We also recommend Oak Academy. There's some fantastic material on there of reteaching concepts and ideas. Exam skills are going to be something we in school will focus on, and we will show them how to model answers and use those keywords and phrases that they have learnt in the course. You can help them by encouraging your child to do past papers on a regular basis. If your child has past paper they want, they can email the librarian, who will quite happily photocopy these so that they can take them home and do them at home. All mark schemes are available, and the examiner's reports are actually a really undervalued resource. They will tell you exactly where other years have gone wrong, and your child can then work on revising those gaps. So when it comes to literacy, what would we want you to be looking at? There's a range of magazines out there that students can actually read. They can read articles on the BBC Science website, and they can watch things like How Does It Work? We want them to be looking at how science is used in the everyday world and how we communicate our scientific ideas. Numeracy is integral, and 40% of papers can involve some sort of math skills, whether that be calculations, graphs and formulae. A calculator is absolute must in every single lesson and exam. They don't need to be a scientific calculator, just a simple calculator, but they must be able to transfer skills from maths into our subject. So overall, transfer from the other two core subjects, those skills, into science will ensure your child has success. There are lots and lots of revision materials out there, and you don't need to buy everything. Very simply, early revision is the best revision of all, using a very easy to read revision guide, flashcards, and BBC bite-sized quizzes. So there is plenty of material out there. It is important your child has a revision guide at home. That way they can go back to the revision guide and go through some of the information that we've covered in school. They can make the flashcards, they can make the mind maps, and then they can use them to answer exam questions. Primrose Kitten is a recommendation, as well as Oak Academy. Here we have an example of a science question. We will do the modelling for the science department, and we will give your child the tools they need. They need to then go home and practice doing these questions. I would say thank you very much for listening to what I have been speaking to you about. What I hope you will do is, if you have any concerns, please do not hesitate to come and speak to me at all. I'm here at the end of the email, ready for you. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you soon.